Well, I got into skateboarding when I was about 11 years old. I remember going to a friend's house. I'd recently moved. We moved schools a lot when I was younger, and I'd gone to see an old friend, and he had an old weather-beaten skateboard from the 80s generation sitting out the front of his house, and he gave it to me, and we had a big fight that day, and we never actually ended up being really good mates after that. But I remembered the skateboard, and I took it home, and it was school holidays, and I didn't have very many friends because, as I said, we'd moved, and I started skating every day out the front on this old board, and every day I would just get better and better and better, and I would push myself harder and harder, and I'd done the team sport thing, and I'd always been an athletic kid, but skateboarding was something that I defined, and nobody else could tell me what to do with a skateboard. And that meant a lot to me. So a year later, for Christmas, I begged Mum for a skateboard for about 6 months, and she finally went and got me my first proper skateboard. It was a World Industries skateboard with Grind Kings and Spitfire wheels, and it was everything. It was like a Rolls Royce. I'd never skated on anything so beautiful in all my life. I found with both music and skateboarding, I was able to express myself better and was able to understand more about myself when I did those activities. So after I'd skated a few years, my mum was the only one that really got it, and she understood that if I was going to the skate park, it was going to be dangerous sometimes, but I've found over the almost 20 years of skating that I've found some of the best people I know at skate parks. I've ended up living with people I've met at skate parks and making some of the best friends that I know in those kinds of places, and through skateboarding in general. It seems to draw out the loners, and the people that you meet in skateboarding can really help you, not so much help you, but can sometimes be dealing with similar issues to you, and that helps. Because we moved around so much, going to the skate park, the local skate park, wherever that was, became the best way for me to meet friends and make new friends. And I'd just go there with my board and skate and let my skating do the talking, and I'd end up making friends that way. And skateboarding was always one of those things that age wasn't a factor, race wasn't a factor, style, nothing outside of skateboarding mattered to anybody else that was inside of skateboarding. We were all there for the same reasons, and I think that sort of camaraderie and the gnarly nature of it, of the sport, is like character defining, or at least character building. I think skating has changed for the best, in my opinion. It's everywhere now. It never used to be. Used to get made fun of for being a skateboarder when I grew up anyway, especially in rural towns in Australia. You're always petitioning and campaigning to get a skate park built in your town, and there's always the establishment that think it's a terrible thing for the youth to be doing, and they really don't understand it. But as I've gotten older, I think skateboarding has changed for me more than it's changed, I think, for the world. I used to throw myself down stuff and do things that I wouldn't do these days for sure, but I just approach it differently now, and now it's almost therapeutic. It's like playing guitar. It's very, I guess you could almost call it meditation. I think skateboarding inherently teaches you that falling is not always, or doesn't always have to be, connected to failure. Falling can sometimes be worth more than winning, and skateboarding definitely teaches you that for your life. You can't count how many times you fall in skateboarding because it's so many, where I've taken that attitude, or at least I've tried to take that attitude into my life now as an older skateboarder. As I said, I can't do what I used to be able to do, but it definitely hasn't diminished my flame or my fire. I use my skateboarding philosophies as life philosophies, and it's never served me wrong, because there's nothing on this planet that will teach you how to continuously get back up and rearrange and reconsider and then re-attack problems in your life like skateboarding does. The skateboard community, I think, will be fine. It's always been an embracive community. It never shuns anyone, no matter your creed, color, race, sexual preference, gender, nothing. Like there's nothing that can exclude you from skateboarding. You can always be a part of it. And I think skateboarding is a precursor to the way the rest of the world should be, like for real.